Yo, what's up YouTube family? It's your boy Koozie back at you with another hot TikTok reaction video. Today we're going to be reacting to some creepy UAP TikTok reactions. I'm talking about the kind that's going to have you rethinking reality. With that said, if you're new to the channel, go ahead, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop some new hot content that you definitely don't want to miss. One more thing, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. Don't believe anything that you hear or see in these videos. Don't believe anything that I say in these videos. Always use your own discernment. Always do your own research. Let's get right to it, baby.
My family, your family, none of us are going to make it. There's a post-human era coming. The breakaway civilization, the deal's been made. It's not, they've made frickin' deals with interdimensional aliens.
Okay.
Alex Jones in the house.
And I have it right here in my notes to talk to you about the post-human era and the system that they are setting up, where in all of their main publications they say humans are flawed, humans are bad.
But they are flawed, right?
But then these corporations are saying they're going to take us out of our bodies and make us silicon, and that's what Elon Musk talks about, beware of those that worship AI gods.
Well, he's actually talking about Neuralink, which is something where they're going to be able to interface with your brain and increase the bandwidth in which you access information. But go ahead.
Well, that's it. And
but
so
it seems inevitable, doesn't it?
No, it's not inevitable. Already, driverless cars don't know a wreck up ahead or what to do. They have more accidents. Steve Wozniak, as I was saying earlier, the founder of co-founder of Apple, says the best AI isn't 1,000,000%, close to how good an ant's brain is.
Stop.
Did any of you face any repercussions with your superiors, yes or no?
No. No. I've actually never seen anything personally, believe it or not. So.
All right. And then do you believe there's an active disinformation campaign within our government to deny existence of UAPs, yes or no?
I don't have an answer to that. As previously stated publicly, yes.
I think previously with like Project Blue Book, yes, but currently I don't speak for the United States government.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Lou here in Washington, D.C., the night before our testimony. I just want to say it's been a long journey for a lot of us. And tomorrow is a culmination of many years and a lot of sacrifice by a lot of people. And I just wanted to say to all of you, thank you very much. And let's let her rip. Take care and God bless.
Now, right now, pretty much everybody is watching and tuning into the UAP or UFO disclosure, man. We trying to find out what they gonna tell us, what they gonna let out to the public right now. And me personally, I don't believe it's gonna be anything that we haven't heard already, that we don't know already. They not gonna give us the juicy content, the juicy information that we already kind of know, but we just want to hear it from them. And personally, I don't think they're gonna tell us the truth. You know what I mean? Like, the stuff that they gonna tell us gonna be a lot of, watered down information. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why we doing videos just like this.
This is going to be the original document from the Pentagon about Immaculate Constellation that Michael Schellenberger delivered to Congress today. So thank you, Mr. Schellenberger, for this information. We are all reading it in real time now, and Mr. Burchett will enter it into the record. But 12 pages about this unacknowledged special access program that your government says does not exist. There are certain individuals who didn't want this hearing to happen because they feared what might be disclosed. But we stood firm. No amount of outside pressure would ever keep me from pursuing a subject to ground, come hell or high water. Why the secrecy if it's really no big deal and there's nothing there? Why hide it from the American people? Because I'm not a mathematician, but I can tell you that doesn't add up. I expect some of our witnesses to share their views on that Arrow report. We will also hear from the witnesses today allegations of UAP-related misinformation and disinformation by government officials of which they are personally aware and directly experience.
Do you believe that officials at the highest levels of our national security apparatus have unlawfully withheld information from Congress and subverted our oversight authority?
There are certain elected leaders that had more information that I'm not sure what they've shared with certain Gang of Eight members or et cetera, but certainly I would not be surprised.
Okay. You've stated that the government is in possession of potentially non-human spacecraft. Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public.
Oh, bullshit.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
Come on.
As I've stated publicly.
Be honest.
Publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
What the fuck?
If it
And like I said, we ain't fit to hear nothing that we don't already know, man. That's all they gonna do is give us a bunch of recycled information, man. I believe if we really want to know something, we just got to dig deeper and, you know, go to sites and videos like this on TikTok and, you know, videos like this on YouTube to hear the real disclosure. Because what they finna give us is a bunch of, I hate to say BS. It's a show, man. To me, it's a more of a facade, man, to make themselves look good. Or maybe it's just a plot, a ploy, and a play on the people, on our minds, man, because what's really finna go down is some stuff that, man, I promise you, some stuff that you can't even fathom, especially if you heard Project BB. It's finna go down, and BB means blue beam.
was made public that aliens are real, they announce it, and we see them, how do you think we react to that? And what do you think happens to religion?
Two good questions. Yeah. What I think the reaction is going to be exactly proportional to how it's presented. If it's an announcement, there are two announcements. Here's the proof we're not alone, and they're here to eat us for lunch and to attack us, and we need interplanetary war. Panic in the streets. The other is they're here. There's no evidence they're hostile. They're concerned about our hostility, but we need to develop a plan to make peaceful contact with them, and a plan to bring out some of these technologies that can be safely deployed, and we'll have a whole new world. So one's a very unifying message and that takes us into the future. The other one is Armageddon. And right now, the thrust in ufology and Elizondo and the media is Armageddon. I mean, their whole messaging, though they won't say it, is global fear and destruction and war. So it really depends on who and how that message is portrayed to the public. So if it comes out very publicly, who's going to coach and mentor the president or the UN Secretary General or the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom or the King of England or whoever to speak of this, right? Whoever the head of state is. Similarly, you know, in our diplomatic corps, how are they going to react to this? So I think that so much of this depends, in my opinion, on the consciousness behind it. What's the intent of the disclosure? And if you'll see in the archive, I wrote a paper in 1999. It's called When Disclosure Serves Secrecy. And it's what I'm talking about right here, is when people disclose this, but in a way that serves the secret agenda of disunity and war and profiteering and all that. And that's what's unfortunately unfolding on one level. On another level, we're trying to do an honest disclosure that would be peaceful and unifying and hopeful. But we're up against the machine, as it were. I'm talking about...
Man, this technology and these beings have already been 100%. When I say 100%, well, not publicly, but really publicly too, have been 100% acknowledged and kind of, you know, released to the public that, you know, that this information has been released to the public that these things, these beings are real. It's just not in the fact, in the way that you would want to believe or the way that they would tell you that. Like they would say they come from outer space and from different planets, man, which if you know and been watching this channel long enough and probably have done your own research and watched some other channels similar to this that aren't misinformation agents, then you will know that you can't go out of space, well, the space that they try to tell you, like other planets, because we live in a firmament, you know, and those planets that you see aren't solid objects, you know what I'm saying, like solid rocks, they're gases, and that those beings are interdimensional beings. They are like demonic forces, and like some may be angels, but like I'm telling you, these are interdimensional beings. They are not extraterrestrial from outer space, you know what I'm saying, like they would like you to believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always gotta know the government ain't gonna always tell you the truth, man. You got to know for yourself that they have to hide certain information. Well, they don't have to, but they choose to hide certain information in certain realities because they don't want us to know everything. If we did, they would lose control. You know what I'm saying? It's all about control, man. That's it, control in their agendas. But a lot of people already know that these things are real, and like they are very much real, but they just not the type of organic beings that you would like to believe from outer space. That's what I'm getting at, you know. For the ones who know. For the ones who don't, you will know sooner or later.
Representatives Tim Burchett and Anna Paulina Luna have essentially been leading the charge to uncover whatever secrets they believe the government may be hiding about UFOs. And immediately following this week's hearing, they shared even more plans.
We were denied access to the skiff, and so to my knowledge, what's going to happen now is not only do we have the support of the chairman, but they're going to get a nice letter from Congress. And as you heard, Representative Ogle said, if we're denied, we're going to use the Holman rule and we'll defund the position.
And then what about this talk for a full repository of all the data on it? Is that something you're going to support with legislation coming out?
Yes.
Talk to us more about that.
It's very multifaceted. We've got so many ideas now. Like I said, this is just the first of many, and I mean, the reason we got this is because we told them we would just do the field hearings, and we were going to do them in my front yard. My wife and daughter were going to grill out hamburgers and hot dogs, and y'all would all be invited, and we could ask everything, and we could bring everybody there. So they didn't want that, so they brought us back here. So, it's still an uphill battle, though. I mean, every step of the way has been.
Has this made you realize that we are not alone?
I knew it before. I didn't need this, but I'd seen enough. I've seen enough, and I would hope that you all would get that opportunity to see what
and
we've
I'm sure
seen.
You guys have heard enough, too. I mean, you heard the testimony of some of the technology. Representative Ogle's asked some great questions, but when you have a senior military pilots and officials saying that there's technology that they don't believe is from us, from humans.
And also, you got to realize 3 United States congressmen were denied by our military. We're supposed to be telling them what to do, not the other way around. And so we're going to continue on that path.
Well, I just think it should be noted, I posed the question, does UAP technology potentially pose an existential threat to the national security of the United States of America? And all 3 of the witnesses answered yes. Congress has a responsibility now to move forward aggressively to get to the answers to these questions, even if it's in a secure environment.
Towards the end of the hearing, you all spoke about reverse engineering. I just want to hear, what do you think about the situation, as well as what are legislative approaches that you can take to ensure transparency?
Well, reverse engineering, of course, we're talking about something that we have no concept of. So it's like, I'm a motorcycle guy, so if I took a Harley Davidson or one of the new Indians and took it back to the people on the Mayflower, yeah, they could shine it. They wouldn't be able to fix the carburetor. They wouldn't be able to change the plugs. They might be able to figure out where the gas goes. They might get it started. But that's sort of where we're at with the reverse engineering. It's just so much ahead of us. But the question you have to ask, and it was alluded to in there, was that it's been handed off to people within the business community so that there is no FOIA, that you all in the press have no access. So, where does the line end and where does it begin between the government and big business? And I think it'd be wise for you all to start looking at some financial disclosures of some of those corporations, some of the people who do the stonewalling in this town.
You talked about the intel communities blocking access. Continue to see that. And my second question is about the corporations. You mentioned corporate interests. I'm wondering if you all are planning on naming names in that sense.
Well, that's why we want to get in the skiff and get some of those names if these folks can stay healthy long enough. But again, I had a piece of legislation, very simple. It just said that when a commercial airline pilot reports a sighting or something unusual, an anomaly in the air, that when he reports that to FAA, they report it to Congress. And I was told by leadership that it was blocked by the intelligence community, not the intelligence committee, but the intelligence community. And that is a very chilling effect. If someone can reach through the veil of government and pierce it to the point of we do not have access to something, you got to start asking yourself who the hell's in control.
But you guys also should too be asking these questions of the intelligence community, because we can only do so much as members. That's where you guys really pick up the slack, right? So keep the pressure on.
What are your thoughts on the pilots? Only 5% of them are reporting. Right?
Well, because
and if you do report, then you're going to get in trouble.
Well, Matt Gates alluded to that, and we were there, and that's when the CIA folks got a little nervous when we were talking, and when we were told that apparently that they do destroy the evidence because they don't want to come back and be pulled off the flight line. Now they say they're debriefed, but it's 8 hours. They're interrogated. They're pulled off the flight line. These guys don't make a lot of money. They fly in a $50 million piece of machinery, yet they're treated like dogs. And then on the backside, they get a blemish on their record. So, it's this military intelligence. Like I've said, military intelligence is like congressional ethics. It doesn't exist.
Are you concerned they're using reverse engineering?
That is something that my office can answer. We'll get you the information, but we did request a SCIF briefing room for us, as well as Moskowitz, Representative Gates, as well as Representative Burchett and Burleson. Yes. That we will get you that information as well. Please reach out to my office.
Did you ask Speaker McCarthy's office?
I will be. I'll be talking to Speaker McCarthy. Actually, he's the one that gave the green light to this meeting. He's the one, because I went to Luna and I went to him. Man, you asked me about reverse engineering.
Do you think that there's something nefarious going on with reverse engineering? Do you have any reason to believe that?
I don't know about nefarious, but this is Aircraft Americans. This country has apparently, according to witnesses, that they've retrieved, yet we don't have access to it, that someone else is profiting from it. I think that you could get into if you have espionage from other countries and things like that, I'd rather we have that than China.
Well, that gets to a national security issue too. Is if there's technology that's being reverse engineered and it's being done by a third party, who ultimately owns and has control of that technology? So again, those are questions that Congress should be asking and that we get answers to.
To that point, David Grush did say in there that he gave information to the inspectors general about where these things are allegedly located. Do you have access to that?
It's a letter that's going to be penned that the members who are here today will likely sign on, as well as any other member, Democrat or Republican, to get that information and then disclose it to the American people.
Potentially visit those sites?
100%.
We'll see what they have, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, y'all, what's next?
We're going to formulate some more ideas. We'll get some legislation out of this. But what I'd hoped, honestly, was I'm shocked, actually, at just the amount of information that came out, because all the roadblocks that we were put up against us. So I think what's going to happen now, the floodgates, other people are going to say, I've got some information, I'd like to come swear in. And that's what we're going to start doing. We're going to start talking to people. We're going to start naming names. I want you to think about this. Think about this, that something with the capabilities of traveling light years, not showing a heat signature, and the energy capabilities of that would put the Pentagon out of business. We wouldn't be fighting these worthless wars overseas over oil, and American boys and girls wouldn't be dying. It would put the war pigs out of business, and they'd have to go somewhere else, and I'm all for that. I'm all for that.
All right, guys.
Is that good?
Mic drop. Now, let me know what you think about that clip down below in the comment section. Your opinion is very, very needed right now. I'm just asking because it's a lot going on today. It's a lot going on.
Democrat politicians like Joe Biden have taken black voters for granted. They made you big promises before every election, and then the moment they got to Washington, they abandoned you and they sold you out. The Democrat Party used you and they lied to you every single time. You know it better than anybody else knows it. The Democrats will always take back the vote. And I'm here today to announce a brand new plan to deliver more opportunity, more security, more fairness, and more prosperity to black communities. We call it the Platinum Plan. Platinum Plan. And that's a contract with black Americans, and it's going to be something that people talk about for a long time to come. If you vote Republican over the next 4 years, we will create 3 million new jobs for the black community. Open 500,000 new black-owned businesses. increase access to capital in black communities by $500 billion, build up peaceful and safer urban neighborhoods with the highest standards of, and you know this, of policing. We want the highest standards. We have to have highest standards of policing. Bring even greater fairness to the justice system. We did criminal justice reform. We remember that. Even greater, we will create a national clemency project to right wrongful prosecutions and to pardon individuals who have reformed their life.
Come on now. But they want y'all to think that that man is a racist and that he don't like black people, man. I ain't gonna lie. For a racist, he showed them more for black folks than any other president, even the black ones, huh? I know it, man. Just think about that for a moment, man. They want y'all to be against him because they didn't want him in the White House. They know once he get them black votes, it's over with. It's over with, man. And just do your own research on what I'm talking about when I say that like that, now. It ain't like, come on now. Y'all get the picture, I'm sure.
Seriously, can anyone explain to me why the Pope has this symbol on his robes that is identical to a giant geoglyph of a humanoid-looking figure in the northern desert of Chile? Like, seriously, what is going on here? It's pretty common knowledge that the global elites know a lot more than they let us normies in on, but this is literally like waving it in front of our face. Like, what is this? Before anybody starts commenting saying this picture is fake or it's probably been altered or AI, no. This was posted 6 years ago in an article by The Guardian. Now, I had to scribble out a little bit of the title, but Catholic Church, children, I'm sure you can understand the context of this article. So unless The Guardian are posting pictures of the Pope with aliens on his robes for absolutely no reason and no relevance to their story, then I feel pretty comfortable in saying that this is a real image. So what kind of significance does it have to this? The Atacama Giant. This is one of the biggest geoglyphs in the world depicting a humanoid figure. It's believed to have been created between 1,000 and 1,400 years ago by ancient Incan cultures. It's over 100 meters tall and it's on the Pope's robes. Why? Like, seriously. Like, let's move away from aliens and UFOs for a second and just, can anybody actually tell me, why does the Pope have this on his robes? It is aliens.
That is definitely something to think about and make your mind go, like, man, who really making those glyphs like that, man? For him to have that same exact character, yes, character on his robe or scarf, whatever you want to call it. I got so many questions. Let me know what you think about that down below in the comment section.
Out there who know what is really going on. To all my conspiracy theorist friends, sometimes it's a curse and not a blessing to be awake. In my over 45 years of behind-the-scenes invisible intelligence work, I feel compelled to share the following for your consideration. Awakening is the most liberating, alienating, excruciating, empowering, lonely, confusing, freeing, frightening, expansive journey. And if you find yourself struggling trying to process all this insanity, believe me when I say you are not alone. No one talks about the darkness that accompanies awakening, or the grief we go through, not only grieving the life and illusions that you once had, but the realization that almost everything you thought you knew is a lie. The beliefs you've held, people you've trusted, principles you were taught, all lies. Shattering illusions is never an enjoyable experience. There is a considerable amount of discomfort that comes with growth, and the grieving process doesn't stop there. With these newfound realizations, you will find yourself grieving all over again. Grieving the loss of many relationships with people who just don't get it. Feeling alone, being ridiculed and shamed, not only by the masses, but for many of you, your very own family and friends too. Feeling like you no longer have much in common with the people you're surrounded by. Struggling with carrying on bullshit, shallow conversations that lack substance with those who are still fast asleep. Even feeling disconnected from your entire support system because they can't see what you see. Some even grieve the loss of their ignorance because ignorance is bliss, and reality is harsh. Awakening can be a lonely road, and you will often find yourself journeying alone. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Awakening to the realities of this world is brutal. It will have you running through the entire gamut of human emotions. You have to master the art of diving down the darkest of rabbit holes only to come out and still function in daily life. And that's a skill people don't talk about enough. Some of you are or will struggle with feeling disconnected from family and friends. It's as though they exist in another world. Please know you are not alone. And not only are you not alone, you have an entire group of like-minded folks standing with you. You may be separate, we may be separated by miles, but we are deeply connected in mind, purpose, and spirit. God loves you, and so do I. Signed, Dave.
Big facts. Man, awakening is not for everybody. Like he said, it's not for the faint of heart, because the things that you're going to find out about this wicked, wicked world and this wicked, wicked system, hey, man, it's just not for everybody, man. Everybody cannot, you know, live with themselves after this. Everybody cannot operate the same. You know, well, which none of us operate the same. Actually, once we are awakened, you know, obviously we start to move different, you know, and see everything different, the world and the people around us. But I'm saying is like, everybody can't operate with the same type of know-it-all, or with the same type of, like, how could I put this, man? The same type of drive and stuff like that as they were before, you know, because some people start to give up, you know, and be like, man, so what am I living for now, man? If all is this going to happen, man? And, you know, they end up, you know, just giving up on life and giving up on themselves, and some even unalive themselves, you know what I mean? But that's not the way to go, man. This is like the survival of the fittest, man, like for real. Once you learn this, man, a lot of people will start to call you crazy, crackpot. They'll start looking at you different, man. Start looking at you like, man, you're not the same person, which you aren't, even though in a lot of ways you are, but some ways you're not. You just, because your outlook on life and everything is different. Like, some people just don't understand because they want to be stuck in the Matrix, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like off the Matrix, the movie, when you got the red pill or the blue pill. You know, one will make you wake up and one will keep you in the system. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people choose to stay asleep and, you know, sleep with their eyes, you know, they see everything with their eyes wide shut. Like, they see it, but they don't see it because they trapped and stuck in the Matrix. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to me. Like, wouldn't you want to know the real out here, what's really going on, so you won't be just out here falling for the boo-boo, man? You know, my Rare Breed crew members out here, y'all already know what time it is, man. It's like these videos we doing, some people it's gonna strike in a way that they want to know and do better, you know, and understand what's really going on, understand life. And some is gonna just be like, ah, man, another one of these, they don't know what they talking about, another conspiracy theorist, woo to woo. But if you knew what the word, who coined the word conspiracy theorist, then you would know better. You would be like, oh, okay, so why would they do that if it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? And the definition of it is, you know what I'm saying, and what's really going on and why they did that will answer everything you need to know. And you'll be like, dang. So most of this stuff they said was just conspiracy theory, you know, was starting to become true, or started, you know, came out to be true. And it'll make you like, whoa, your eyes will be starting to open and be open wide to what's really going on. And you'll start to peep the play. You'll peep the plot, the play, the plot, the ploy, the play. Let me get it right now. And you won't fall for the boo-boo, man. Like I always say, a lack of perception breeds deception. And that's just what that is, man. You got to open your eyes, man. You can't be out here sleepwalking in the daylight, man. You got to understand what's really going on, or else you will fall for the boo-boo.
Does anybody know how much it costs to make this beautiful product in China? Anybody want to take a guess? It's the iPhone 14, $100? Okay, I'll take one more guess. 300. So I got a 99 guess, I got a 100 guess, I got a 300 guess. You ready for the answer? $10. I swear to God, I've sharing with these guys. They couldn't believe me. I've visited the factories 3 times. I've met up with the chairman of Foxconn, who makes these things.
Crazy work, man. Just like Jordan's.
Now we're gonna feed the boss.
Oh man. Somebody's feeling ballsy today. Oh, shit. Damn it, boy. Talk about having nuts. Man. Wait, fruit salad. Man, I just had to slip on in there, y'all, for a little comedy, you know what I'm saying? For a little chuckles, a couple chuckles, and a laughs, man. Because if you like me, when you first seen that video, first see this video, you probably be like, damn. Like, for real, man. Like, whoa. Man, put your britches back on. Nah, for real, though. God almighty, man. I know that hurt. Man, just swinging left or woof, left or right. God almighty, man. They got to be tough on big boy. God, that's crazy. I don't know what kind of hog that is.
I normally don't talk about this topic, but today I want to talk about kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if you're like this, but you need to be careful who you allow your kids to be around. And I'm meaning kids from ages 5 and up. Some kids know more than your kids. And those other kids will teach your kids things that they shouldn't know. Yes, you know what you do as a parent, and you know what you show them and don't show them. But you don't know what that other parent on the other side does in front of their child that they shouldn't be doing in front of their child. So always be aware, stay cautious, and be careful. Always keep an eye on your kids, man.
Facts. Pay attention to your kids.
This whole thing was fictional, and I love you guys. I just wanted to say that I love the government, and the government loves me. This will be the last VHS tape I send for a while. I'm staying with some new friends I made.
Under the authority of the Department of Homeland Security, attention is indefinite.
And I just want to let you know I'm okay.
Here's a little tour of my place. This is my living room as well as my bedroom. As you can see, I am on a nice king-size mattress, member couch futon.
At least I get to keep the camcorder, ironically.
Let's check out my bathroom. Sometimes I will stand here and think for hours. So I have been here. I don't know how long to set the tripod. I have no access to a lawyer, no access to the internet, no phone calls. I'm completely cut off. This right here is my waterfront view.
I still keep getting the headaches, and it's not okay. I'm not, like, let's just say I'll see you soon. Okay, we got this. I love you guys, okay? Endlessly.
Come on, let's go. You're coming with us.
That's wild. Let me know what you think about that clip down below. You believe that's real or it's fake? Let me know now.
Many of us have heard of the word Taino. Taino referring to the noble one. It have nothing to do with a tribe. There's no such thing as a tribe called Taino. We are Arawak Indian from Haiti and Cuba. So, and Puerto Rico. The word Taino is a Latin term meaning the noble people. So Taino have nothing to do with no tribes. Is the name they was calling our people, the noble people, because we came from royalty. So therefore they use the word Taino. Christopher Columbus used that term Taino in his letters. If you read Christopher Columbus letters, you'll see the word Taino. Taino meaning the noble people. It have nothing to do with a tribe. So Taino meaning the noble people is a Latin word meaning the noble people, the noble ones, which is us, the empire. Take care.
Oh my God. You guys, if you eat salmon, you should be cleansing 3 to 4 times a year. Oh my gosh. What? Oh my God.
Fed up.
And that, people, is the reason why I stopped eating salmon, man. I used to love salmon. I used to eat it about 2 or 3 times a month at least. But now, nah. I found out, man, it's too many parasites in that salmon. And I'm not saying that's the only thing that parasites are in. It's a lot of stuff, especially meats and fishes that we eat and crustaceans, you know, that we eat that have parasites. But salmon, since I've been seeing that about salmon, oh no, I can't do it. I'm just putting out that, you know what I'm saying, information for y'all, give y'all a little awareness about what's going on. And one more thing, man, I know y'all see the channel, man. Y'all be like, oh man, this is some good information. How is he not viral yet? And this and that, man. Hey, when you putting out real authentic information that they don't want you to know as, you know, elites and don't want you to know as a masses, man, they will suppress your channel, man. AKA shadow ban, kind of blackball, but it's called shadow ban, and that's why my channel is not viral like it should be, even though the videos, you know, they would go viral, especially some of my older videos. But the realer the information, the more difficult that they, you know, the more that they try to suppress it, and the more difficult it is for your channel to go viral, man, because it has to reach a certain amount of people before people pick it up and go viral. So I need y'all to share these videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And one more thing, if you want to learn how to go viral on YouTube, go to my video description, and there's a link to my Patreon, and you know, check out the course. You want to support the channel, support me a little bit more, you know, you could go buy my course. It's on my Patreon. Or if you want to just donate to the channel, my Cashapp is in the video description. It is $DONCOOZIE. So y'all, it's just a little something that I got for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? And the merch is gonna come very, very soon. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all waiting for Don't Fall for the Boo Boo shirts, man, and a lack of perception breeds deception shirts. You know, I know y'all waiting for that, and get ready for that. Get ready for it. I know y'all waiting for it. It's coming soon. But I appreciate anybody and all y'all in advance, new subscribers, day one subscribers, man. Y'all the real MVPs, man. Coming from your boy Coozie, MoneybaggCoo. Yeah, that's crazy. That definitely wasn't on accident. Don't think that was on accident, because these people, they really know what they're doing. Like it says, wicked. These people are wicked, man. Trying to get to the kids.
Tonight, an arrest made in the deaths of a father and daughter in their Cypress Hills home. News 12's Daniela Rodriguez joining us from outside of the 75th precinct, where she got a chance to speak with that suspect.
Amanda, police have arrested and charged 46-year-old Kerry Lewis after police say he murdered what the victim's family says was his girlfriend and her father.
You have anything to say for yourself?
What happened?
Anything you want to say for yourself?
What happened? I had a seizure and I found myself in that place. What's happening?
Police found 91-year-old Roosevelt Simmons and his daughter, 66-year-old Jacqueline DeLyons, with slash wounds to their neck on Sunday afternoon. Her son telling News 12 his heart is shattered.
This all came out of nowhere, and you know, coming from the circumstances, we would have never expected this person to commit such a violent act. So we're just all trying to wrap our heads around this.
Balloons decorated 186 Warwick Street today in honor of their family members.
I love my moms dearly, I love my grandfather dearly, and I'm gonna miss them, you know, but it's just difficult for me to process everything at this time and wrap my head around what's going on.
Lewis faces charges that include double homicide and criminal possession of a weapon. The family of the victim says while no one knows what anyone is capable of doing, this was never, ever a possibility in their minds.
Crazy stuff, man. We don't want to entertain no demons.
Element 115 was what we would call the fuel, what provided the power for the reactor to work.
What happens with gravity and 115?
Element 115 affects gravity. Element 115 produces its own gravitational energy. It had a very specific manufacturing technique. I don't really know how that information came to be. Its code name was LA 1000. That's what it was referred to off-site. Its purpose was supposed to be, again, this is just a code and deception, was supposed to be an advanced armor. So it's an unusual material, so now we can take it to a national lab. This is LA 1000 classified material. It's a very advanced armor. That takes care of all weird questions. So, you know, you immediately start operating on lies. This fuel is in the form of just a three-dimensional thin triangle, little rounded edges. It's somewhat copper in color, you know, that reddish brownish. The way this is manufactured is really critical. It's not just cut out of a heavy sheet of material. A cylinder of this material is taken. This is machined into a cone. So this is, the outer part is shaved off using a lathe or something like that until you have a three-dimensional cone. Once you have the cone, it's sliced like this. And these slices become that. Now even this starting piece, a solid cylinder, is not even a solid cylinder. It consists of many discs stacked up. And these are fused together to produce that. And all of these steps are necessary to produce a successful triangle that brings fuel. So actually, you know, if you were to look at how this came to be, this would actually be pieces of all these discs that were cut at unusual angles. Now apparently if you don't do all this, that doesn't work. So unfortunately, that's the extent of my knowledge on this. This makes no sense anywhere, but that's what it takes for it to operate. Now with the alien technology that was present in the craft, it takes that basis, that extra gravitational energy in a small reactor, amplifies it through the equipment there, directs it through the waveguides and archways into the emitters, and allows it to propel the craft and manipulate the gravity wave for whatever use they want.
Me personally, I believe old BL, Bob Lazar, he been speaking the same thing. He been speaking the same truth. He been talking about the same thing for a long time, man. He been telling the same story for a long time, man. I haven't heard any differences from his story since I've been here. Man, it's like, if a liar was gonna lie, you know they always gonna change up some stuff, man, you know. But Bob Lazar ain't changed up too much of what he was saying, you know. That's all I get out of it, man. That's all I can say, man. I believe he was telling the truth. But I want to know what you think down below in the comment section. Let me know. You think he telling the truth about element 115 and these interdimensional beings, or do you think he lying? Let me know now. I'm out. Holla.